Press meet by HCL and tennis Mahesh Bhupathi. Chief Marketing Officer of HCL, Mr. Sundar Rajan and Mr. Gaurav, CEO of this tennis academy, has addressed the press in a press meet scheduled at Taj Coromandel Hotel on 24th August 2016. In this meet, they have announced the future events planned by HCL Tennis Junior and Masters 2016.
As I said, for coming to this conference, and I'm very happy to. The reason we have called this conference is broadly because that HCL, basically we are launching a countrywide tennis tournament for players under 12 and under 14. So that's the broad thing that we're doing. This is the first time that we are doing this, so we're very excited about this. And to give you a sense of why HCL, which is an IT and what I call diversified conglomerate, is looking at this, I just thought I'll just give you some sense of why we're doing this. So broadly, HCL is a brand. As a brand, HCL, what we do is we believe that from the space of IT and now from the space of healthcare and talent care, we touch various people's lives in various ways. And that's what our brand has been trying to do, has been trying to look at various people, figure out how we can touch their lives in whatever possible ways. So as part of this effort and part of building and actually touching people's lives, not just, let's say, just talking about it, but actually doing something about it, what we felt was we should look at figuring out where is it that we can touch their lives. And we think that the best ways to look at this is, one is of course sports. Sports is an important area where people participate, young people participate, and of course their parents and other people also are very interested in sports, as you can see from the latest Olympics. And the other areas that we look at is things like music and arts. And so these are the two areas that we've been supporting for a long time, and we will continue to support. So from that perspective, we felt that tennis is a good place for us to focus our energies, and we've been looking at tennis and supporting tennis in some way from a corporate perspective to the extent that we can. And we started out with tennis in last year in 2015. We did a city tournament in Delhi, wherein we called children from various schools in Delhi and did a tournament. It was pretty successful. We followed it up with one in Chennai in February again this year, in the beginning of this year. And that was again very successful. So we had over 500 participants across these two tournaments from over 130 schools. So then the idea was born that that's fine, that's a city level. Why don't we look at this as a national thing we could do for the sport, along with AITA, along with our partners, Mahesh, Bhupathi, tennis academies, and create something which is like a part of the tennis calendar of young people. Now that is the hope, and that's what we want to do right now. And that's why we are sort of building this this tournament here. And the broad details, of course, again, my colleague Gaurav, who's will talk about how exactly we're looking at this and what the key points are. But broadly, this is the tournament that we're doing is for children aged under 12 and under 14. There are both boys and girls. These will be done across 4 cities in India. We look at various zones. So Chennai is the south zone. Then there is Calcutta in the east zone. We look at Pune for the west zone and Lucknow for the north zone. So these are the 4 cities where we do this tournament. We start off with Chennai. Chennai is the first kickoff. We'll start off on 27. And it's a week-long tournament, after which we will come out with what I call the winners. Now from the winners, we will then do what I call, across these 4 places, one final tournament in Delhi, in the city of Delhi, wherein the winners of this tournament come together and then they will participate in the final 16 for the final ranking. But the first 4 tournaments are eligible for IATA rankings, and so many students and many players of the game can actually come and actually get what I call their rankings as part of the stuff that we do here. And so we have seen, I think, quite a lot of interest in this tournament, and that some of those details I will request my colleague Gaurav to sort of take over. So I think he's right here. So.
Yeah, I think like Sundar said, HCL started off with inter-school 2 tournaments. We did one year last year, actually this year early in February, and it proved to be quite a success. And I think we're happy that HCL has decided to extend their association with tennis. So the whole idea here is to tap talent at a young age, under 12 and under 14. In India, if you see, when I was playing, there used to be a lot of tournaments in under 10, under 12 and under 14. And that is where the kids used to get a lot of chance to compete and to learn how to handle victory and defeat and success and failure. Of late, we believe that there's not too many tournaments in India at the under 12 and under 14 stage, which is such a formative stage for the kids to actually pick up good or bad habits. So this junior tour is formed keeping that in mind, is to look at how we can tap the talent at the age of under 12 and under 14, and which is why what we've done is we've worked closely with HCL to do one tournament each in 4 zones, and the top 14 players would be selected for the Masters, which will be held in Greater Noida at their facility. And what we've also done uniquely is have what is known as a plate event, where the players who actually lose in the qualifying round, they also get a chance to play more matches. A lot of times what happens is parents are traveling with their kids from faraway cities to come and play tournaments, and then when you lose in the first round or you lose in the qualifying, it can get very demotivating. So to get the children to play more matches, we thought that we should do this, and I think that the response has been tremendous, because a lot of parents have actually reached out to us and told us how happy they are that even if their kids come, they know that even if the kid loses in the first round, which unfortunately happens to most of the kids in the draw, if it's a draw of 64, 32 kids will lose in the first round, but the kids will then get to play more matches. I think from MBTA's perspective, we've always looked at grassroots, focus on grassroots, and I think now thanks to HCL, we are looking at actually doing more tournaments to actually look at those grassroots kids who've now reached a certain level, to actually look at going ahead and representing their state, then national, and then international, and hopefully at the next Olympics, or at for Davis Cup and for other tournaments across the world.
That's it, sir.